We are here driving the all-new Hyundai i10 for the very first time. But what are 10 things that you need to know about this new model? This little thing has got a difficult act to follow. The previous i10, launched in 2008, sold 110,000 units alone in the UK, with 26,000 of these coming during the scrappage scheme. But this one should be an improvement, as it's been designed and developed in Germany on European roads, and it's being built in Turkey. Seem to be saying this a lot on car launches, but it's longer, wider and lower than the car it replaces. Hyundai's official line about the styling is that it's got a more naturally athletic stance. That depends what sort of athlete you're talking about. This looks more like a jockey on steroids. It's got the hexagonal grille design of all modern Hyundais, and it's framed by new daytime running lights as standard. Higher spec models get LED indicators in the mirrors too. The sharper, more angular window line reduces that boxy effect and square shape of the car. More distinct body lines and curvature on the headlights make for an all-round, much better updated look. It's got the biggest boot in its class, though it's only 1 litre bigger than the Skoda Citigo. As we mentioned before, it's got longer and it's the widest in its segment, but this could cause problems for those who want to keep the i10 in a garage. It's got the lowest drag coefficient design in its class 2, which means less wind noise and better efficiency. It's also got class-leading front headroom and combined legroom front and back together. Probably the biggest improvement is the quality of this interior. With the old i10, you really felt like you were getting what you paid for, and it was slightly embarrassed by its Kia Picanto sister car. Now it's been upgraded, so it's got a colour splitting dash, it's got hard plastics, there is no exposed metal on the inside of this car. Even all the screws are covered or they're concealed, and it's got a much higher quality feel about it. Hyundai's also taken great measures in reducing the interior noise. There's soundproofing in the dash, and there's a double seal on all the doors so you don't get all that wind noise. They've even moved the antenna for the radio further back in the car to further reduce wind noise. Basic S models come with central locking, CD player and USB, steel wheels, front electric windows only and no aircon. You'll have to pay £550 extra to have a model with this fitted. What is surprising is what's included in the options. Cruise control and rear parking sensors, along with heated front seats and a heated steering wheel, is something you'd expect on a bigger car. There's just 2 engines available, both petrols, a 4-cylinder 1.25 and a 3-cylinder 1 litre. Now at the moment we're driving the 1 litre 3-cylinder version, and it's got all the characteristics you expect from this sort of engine. It's got that quite lovable engine note, but it loses quite a lot of pull as soon as you get higher into the gears, and you do have quite a lot of rev loss when you change up gears. I actually preferred the higher brake horsepower, the around 85 brake horsepower 1.25. It felt smoother, and mated with this slick shifting 5-speed manual gearbox, actually felt really good. It's only available in mid SE spec and only comes with 4 seats instead of 5 like the rest of the range. Efficiency's improved to 65.7 mpg claimed over the 60.1 mpg of the standard 1 litre 3-cylinder engine, and it's the only model in the lineup with sub 100 grams per kilometre of CO2 emissions. The combination of the longer wheelbase and wider track makes the i10 feel more stable in the corners, and because it's got a lower roof, it's got a lower centre of gravity, so it doesn't feel as wallowy when you change in direction. They've also reworked the suspension front and back, so there's less dive under braking and a little bit more control. And the steering isn't the lightest we've driven in the city car segment. It's still good enough for town driving, but it's slightly more responsive than rivals when you're on more open, twisty roads like these. They've also made the body structure more rigid. This should help with the impact resistance and reduce vibration. It's okay going over softer, more flowing changes in surfaces, but things like potholes and more pronounced bumps can still be felt quite harshly in the interior. As with all new Hyundais, you get the 5-year unlimited mileage warranty, 5-year annual vehicle health checks, and 5 years of free breakdown cover. Click the link to get the full results from our breakdown services survey. With prices starting from £8,345, it's the same as the outgoing i10, and prices go as high as £10,500. So that means it's still great value. The new model goes on sale from January 30th, 2014. And if you were thinking about the previous model, this is such a vast improvement, it's even more reason to consider it again.